Belly gonna be first up over for the team 2 with Sabo. Got himself the goal. So it's immediate fear. Is Belly just gonna wait out the wolves? Normally Warrior just gotta charge out, but he's just like being extra careful. Maybe waiting for a bot to fall off from Belly. Maybe just literally waiting for those wolves to fall off. Spear him down. Goes underground. Belly got a lot of cooldowns ready, but unfortunately the spear no longer attached to Sabo. Blinking all over the place. Does get rooted with the stun totem after. Into a full ascendance immediately. Reflect up for Belly. Win defenses. Try to see if you can fight through the Tempest that is the Shaman. Disarm. I don't think it matters. I don't think he needs his weapons. I think he's got plenty of abilities that let him use a Maelstrom massive Tempest into a lightning bolt. They did buff Enhancement recently, didn't they? They buffed Storm Strike, not Wind Strike, Storm Strike by like 45% and the Lightning Bolt by 20, didn't they? And I feel like that's actually, you're actually starting to see it. That Lightning Bolt really does hurt. Are you Nightborn? Oh no, Zandalari. Zandalari Troll? I haven't seen Mage Zandalari Troll in a while. But it's pretty good. Sabo does get hit with the stun, knocking the mage back, but it's a lot of shatters. Angel Spike does get himself a kick last second. Polymer for after. Does get polyed. Spike still goes through. Got himself lightning bolts. Needs that Maelstrom in order to combine into those lightning bolts. Trying to see if he can fish for a big old Tempest. Wall up. And Sabo just gonna go for a heal. Bit of recovery behind the pillar. He does have the wall that he can build some Maelstrom off of, and it's actually not that bad. Eric is able to go for a full reset behind the pillar. I like the name Eric because it's like Eric, but not quite. It's Eric. Close enough, right? Big Meteor coming down with a full stun. Eric, do you have enough damage to follow up, though? He does blink away. Sabo's still kicking. He took a bunch of shatters so far. A whole Meteor to the face. A Glacial Spike in the back of the head. And he's still kicking. He's still fighting. It's going to be all the pets. Even the Earth Elemental is in place. So it's going to give Sabo a lot of recovery. Eric got himself a bit of shields. Gonna go for a kick. Does get him AoE poly with a regenerate. And he just go full reset. I like that AoE poly with a blink, by the way. That was some good stuff. Good stuff. Meteor does not connect, unfortunately. I think some of those Comet Storms do connect. And he does have a constant burn of Ignite. Does a stun. Frostfire Bolt. Is that going to be it? The knockback that Eric so far has had Sabo in full control under his thumb the entire game. But has not been able to really put Sabo in the dirt so far. Definitely putting in a lot of effort. Doing a lot. Doing really good, too. Root around the corner. Stun Totem does connect. Block out for Eric. First block of the game. That's himself the block that lets him re-heal. Game pinning super low, so he's able to recover a lot. His second PvE. I had to make our Sham most kicks. Please. Bro, our Sham is too good for the keys this season. Yeah, Disc Priest. Season 2 was your season. Right now it's a little tougher. It's doable, but it's a little tougher. It is crazy how much easier some keys are with the rest of Shaman. Actually easier. Sabo got a full ascend. Eric got a lot of potential damage with that Icy Veins, which is getting removed in midnight. So enjoy Icy Veins while you got it for now, but that's gonna be gone. Which actually might be better for them might be better for them with the new build that got set up than the current one in PvP with that freeze mechanic and shatter. Because that may actually be a lot better. Wall with a bit of that shift in power. Eric is able to get himself resources back. Able to try to see if he can reposition stunned, but that Rude stops him and plays him. Unfortunately, will not be able to land a proper stun onto Sabo. Flurries come through, but the lightning bolt before it takes Eric out, he does get himself one more block. This is your chance here, potentially to go maybe Blink, Breath, lock down Sabo, and you might be okay. Trying to land a polymorph does go to Juke versus Sabo. That's going to be perfect. Glacial Spike is going to go for a knockback. Intro Rude, though. That meteor comes right through. Big bulwark down for Sabo. Gives himself a huge shield. Eric backing up out of there, looking to land whatever damage he can onto Sabo. At some point, he does want to get himself a proper lockdown on Sabo, though. He does have a breath. He does have a stun. He will need both of them in order to get some big damage onto Sabo. Breath does connect. Trying to knock him into a freeze. Will not be able to. Sabo just looking to end the duel, maybe. Does get stunned. Big glacial. Eric does recover just a smidge of health. Is it enough, though? Rooter for a second. Lightning Bolt does not go for a kick. Shift in power, trying not to get kicked. Poly onto Sabo. Sabo does not get a stun on the guy with that totem. That juke does actually stop the stun from going off, and it's going to be potentially food. No root totem around the corner unless you can reset it. Eric does pick up a little bit of shielding. Yet another breath. Trying to go for a mass poly with a knockback onto Sabo. Is it going to be enough? Walling this off just to make sure he's got himself. He is just walling it off completely. The antisocial behavior out of the mage is actually giving him a lot of value. Sitting down for whatever food he can, and that's actually working out. Trying to land a stun onto Sabo. Going to be huge burst. Big shatter. Everything is available. Does Eric have follow-up? Sabo his supers are below, picking up whatever bit of healing he can. Sabo does have defenses to work with. Eric trying to see if he can push on through. Juked out, big spike, wall out for Sabo. Eric still not giving up. He's got Xander Racial. He can do the Xander Racial thing. He just got to get a CC onto Sabo. And if he could go for Xander Racial, as long as he doesn't take direct damage, he'll be okay. Breath, Polly, Zandalari. No, just Meteor. Trying to see if he can end the duel right here. Can he do it? Stun Totem, trinkets out of it immediately. Got him some shields last second. Sabo still continuing to press on as best possible. Eric picking up a lot of cooldown reduction. Ring of Frost does not stop him. Trying to go for a kick, does not connect. But the Primordial takes out Eric. Unfortunately, Primordial does take him out. That mage did such a good job. He was on an absolute roll just now. Leo giving Sabo a proper duel opportunity, an honorable match opportunity. And Sabo is ready, rooting at Leo. He's waiting for Sabo to make the first move before he has himself a go-ahead. Unholy Deathlight this time around, so Leo's not Frost anymore. So maybe for Sabo, this could be an easier matchup. Knock the pet and all the undeads around all over the place. Does get stun lock, however, with the full ascend ready to go. Can turn and use ascendance on the pets instead. Actually is able to get himself Tempest, big heals. The more Tempest he can get himself, the more damage he's going to be able to heal through. But no, unfortunately does get locked down with all these undeads all over the place. Leo does end up taking him out. Just a lot of damage. The battle of attrition will die first. Yeah, between the mage and between the shaman, definitely battle of attrition. And I was actually interested to see as well who's going to go down first. That was amazing. Both played really, really well, but the shaman came out on top. It is crazy good. Should have done some PvP between remix. Oh, good, yeah. Yeah. Honestly, technically you do have PvP in remix in Emerald Nightmare when you pick up a crystal. I did that earlier, and yes, you can hit other players with it. It is crazy. If you have like a one-shot big damage build, you could probably one-shot the entire squad. It's gonna be crazy. Imagine getting like super giga juice and doing that fight in particular, picking up a crystal and LFR and just wiping out the full raid. That would be hilarious. Get kicked out immediately, man. Oh, it'd be so good. Young Jay trying to see if he can scourge down Leo. Not Unholy this time, so Frost worked out really well versus Fire, but Unholy may not work as well. He is very cooldown based. I guess also Frost is very cooldown centric as well, but Leo's having to rely on the pets for a good portion of his damage. And his setup for him to get the army up and running is a little bit... It is scary, but in a different way. Because look at Leo, he cannot go and fight Young Jay. As Frost is able to get in and get a couple of death strikes and get a bit of damage here and there, trying to see if he can get a setup, ramping up an army, got all the undeads. Young Jay may have to go for a block here. There is a cauterize, but Leo just continued to press on with Claw and Shadows. Picked up a bunch of bursts and then continued to press on in hopes that maybe the mage just doesn't react fast enough. And I think might have landed on a crit that he was looking for. This Mershka as a rogue is going to be up next. Thanks for the tip. Gonna try that? No problem. No problem. Yeah, enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. I talk about the crystal thing? Yeah, enjoy the crystal thing. The cheese. IBF Lichborn and everything is used for Leo. Literally he's converting all of those runic power into death strikes or death claws on himself while Lichborn is active to try to heal. But a 45% dampening, you ain't healing nothing. This Mershka with a Cloak of Shadows catching Leo with a gout behind his back. Does Leo literally have eyes in the back of his head then? If he's able to gouge him? This Mershka does end up taking him out. Swipes him out. Bird is up next. Try to see if he can land an angle onto this Mershka. Blind for reset. This Mershka, however, is going to eat that immolation aura. Is going to burn a trinket. Big burst of the bird. Bird does go for a trinket as well. This Mershka trying to see if he can back up out of this. Spectral Sight, however, will let you see the rogue. Does he use it? Looks like he wants to go for the normal eyes instead. Haunt? That's a hell of a sap. That's a hell of a sap. Actually. Because that whole haunt animation, technically, it looks scary. It looks like a lot is happening, but it's just like, it's just an animation. It looks scary, but until he's like charging to you, he's not doing much. Big DFA up for this Mershka. Massive burst for Bird though, and the Bird potentially might be able to reverse it onto the Rogue. The Rogue is still bleeding. Sippy Cup of Crimson Vial does help him survive just a little longer. Bird needs an angle. Metamorphosis around the corner. He's looking just to end this duel right now. If he has himself the backflip, vengeful retreat, he does have it. If he lands it correctly, the chase after the Rogue, he'll be in a great spot. The Rogue picking up the eye, unfortunately. But that's going to be subterfuge, I think, fading in a bit here. Cheap Shot does throw the blade. But is it enough though? Bird barely has any health though. Getting super low. Does the Rogue take it? Bird with a bit of a blade dance at the last second. Oh, and they both take each other out. That is so good. Scripted. The content of the stream now at this point is definitely scripted. There ain't no way you could have a Rogue and a Demon Hunter planned so perfectly that they both take each other out. And they both go down right next to each other. I mean, it was art. It was like quality art while also being strangely romantic. Flurry of Void is out for Curdy. Full burst set up onto Amareya. Big rapid fire. Huge burst of Curdy. Could not go for a big old rift though. It's going to be Amareya trying to see if he can reposition. Does get himself the angle. Yet another rapid fire. Big void volume. Is going to go for full burst. Scatter for a second. Amareya may need to go for a turtle shell. Turtle needs to be used now. Does go for the turtle. Bang does for a second. Barely any health, but still somehow alive. I don't know if you're a Dark Ranger or if you're playing the Sentinel build. If you're a Dark Ranger, maybe you'll get some healing. But Amareya is not an amazing spot right now. I think it's over. Yeah, just the dots. Dots are going to rot him. This can catches that too. Sabo doing a lot of damage and a lot of healing, by the way. That dude versus Eric. Yo, Eric and Sabo, I think, did a rematch. That was awesome. Wait, what? You can do this or some seated? Yeah. Killed each other at the same time. I think the Rogue had dots rolling on the Demon Hunter as he killed him. That or DH died, but he already had a meteor from the Ultraki Reaver mid-air. It was already...